No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without ever seeing the beauty and strength in which his body is capable. Socrates. It's a hell of a quote. It really is. I don't care who you are, that's a hell of a quote. What does it mean? Let's break into this a little bit. So, back in the day, Socrates believed that no one had the right to sit on a couch and just sit and do nothing. That we needed to be physically active. We need to get up, move, and do things. I'm a firm believer in that. I train hard, and yes, I don't know if my body will be able to take it forever, but I'll never listen to someone that says, oh, squatting's bad for your knees. Actually, squatting's really good for my knees. Heavy physical movements actually do a lot of wonders for you. A couple of years ago, I had really bad issues in my hip, and I was having pain all the time. I went and saw a doctor. I was thinking that I must have early stage arthritis, something along those lines. It was really bad pain. I thought I was going to be done lifting. And so I went to see my doctor, and he did an x-ray for me. And got the results back. He's like, your hip is fine. I was actually pretty upset at the time. Like, so what, we learned nothing from this? No, we learned a lot, he said. We learned that the cartilage in your hip is in amazing shape, that all the stress you've put on the last couple of years has done no harm. It's actually in a very healthy joint at this point, far more than it should be. So that said a lot to me at that point. Like, for the record, we figured out later on it was either a pinched nerve or a bone bruise that was causing some issues in training. I backed off. It got better. But I was expecting to really see some wear. And most people think that when they're going to train, they're going to start seeing more wear in their bodies. But our bodies like to adapt. They actually enjoy being strong as long as you fuel them properly. It's like a car. If you make a car drive with no gas in it, it's not going to do the best for you. You make your body go with no gas, it's not going to do anything for you. But you get the right fuel in the car, it goes. It's fast and it just flies. We want our bodies to do the exact same thing. We want our bodies to just go. That's what we're looking for. That's the whole point of why we work out. Not all of us, but we want to be happier, healthier, better, and improve things about ourselves and maintain our health and fitness. And that's why it's important. And I love this quote because the time period it was set in. You didn't really have a choice to be sedentary back then. You kind of had to work and be active. Even philosophers didn't really just sit around all the time. They kind of always went for walks. And I love the mentality that back then that it's important for all of us to see what our bodies are capable. And I've seen it all the time. I've seen people that have never been in shape their entire life. And when someone comes to me and they say they want to reclaim it in their 50s and 60s, I love it. I love clients like that. I'm like, yes, let's find out what you haven't seen yourself do yet. Let's find potential you haven't had. One of my favorites was I had a client come to me who was a lawyer, and he had been behind a desk his entire life, never physically fit. He came to me in his 60s. And at one point, I was like, this wasn't right off the bat, but down the road, let's see how a push-up goes for us. And we'll try like assisted push-ups, stuff like that. And he's like, Ted, I can't do a push-up. I just want to see what happens. I just want to see. He couldn't do a push-up. Fair. We taught him to do negatives. We did some bar push-ups. We did some things along the lines of a push-up. We made it work with what he could do. Step forward to 3, maybe 6 months later. Let's do a push-up. Ted, I can't do a push-up. I know. Humor me. He got down, this guy in his 60s, spent time behind a desk, and did 6 push-ups. I looked at him, I said, where did those come from? He's like, I don't know. I didn't think I could ever do that. I'm like, but you did. You've worked hard, you've gotten here, and now you did this. That's a really important thing, and I could see the pride in his eyes. And there's nothing wrong with being prideful when you achieve something but you put the hard work in yourself to make sure you get that achievement. I thought it was the best thing ever. I didn't even take really pride in myself, like, oh, I'm the best coach in the world, like, I'm do this. I was like, he came to me and I helped him on his journey, and he got there. I don't want to look back and wonder what could have been if I'd actually pushed my body. I don't want to not see where my limits are. I retired when I was 26 and it bugged me consistently. Getting back into it and seeing that I wasn't done, I had so much further I could take myself. I got bigger, stronger, better. And if I'd never gotten back into it, I would regret that my entire life. I'm not saying everybody needs bodybuilding. That's not the goal everybody needs. But you at least have to see that you're strong. This is going to be really a stupid quote to throw in here, but I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. And one of my favorite lines from the second one, I might misquote this, is when Treebeard says to the hobbits, the Ents are going to remember that they are strong. No, wait. Gandalf says the Aragorn. My bad. Anyways, but you have this, for those of you that don't watch Lord of the Rings, I'm sorry, I'm going to nerd out here for a second. You have this race of trees, I know that sounds stupid, that have been around for thousands of years. And they are just sleeping. And then something finally happens that brings them into action, and they realize that they can do a lot more than just sit and sleep the entire time. Not everybody's going to find fitness at the same time in their life. Now, I do believe fitness is important throughout your life, but it may take you a while to kind of truly find your passion. And I've talked this before, there's no best type of fitness. It's the one you enjoy doing. I'm not going to say, bodybuild like me, that's the only kind there is. No. If you want to powerlift, go powerlift. If you want to go Zumba, go do Zumba. If you want to go for walks, more power to you. I am not a runner because I weigh a lot and I don't like running because I get out of breath because I'm big. But people that run, I have a huge amount of respect for. People that do Tough Mudder, different runs, obstacle courses, skateboard, bike riding, mountain climbing, hiking. Find whatever fitness you like and do it, because each of those things will involve looking at the strength in your body. And there's always an accomplishment to be had from that. Strength doesn't have to be the ability to like bench press 3 plates. Strength can be the ability to climb a mountain. It can be the ability, for some people, it's the ability to walk down your block. If that's your goal, and that for you is a sign of strength in your body, then I hope you take that walk down your block. It will be the best thing you can possibly do for yourself. And I would, if anyone ever has done something like this, took a walk they couldn't, send me the video. I would love to see it. I'm inspired. I've recently shared this post of this old video of this paratrooper. This cycled 10 years ago. This paratrooper that he had done so many jumps in the military that his knee joints were destroyed. He walked around on walking crutches, and that was it. He's like, this is my life. I'm done. I can't continue. My knees are too badly messed up, and no trainer will take a chance on me because my body is so destroyed right now. And then finally a trainer did take a chance on him. And he taught him to do yoga. Big yoga fan over here. I've done yoga for years, not consistently, but on and off, sometimes in stretches. But helped this guy lose a bunch of weight, helped him be active. They told me he would never walk unassisted. And I love it because at the end of the video, you see him walking through a field. And then it says, not just walk. He takes off running. The number of times I have watched that and I have cried because that video was so well done. It really showed the fact his journey. You watch the beginning and yet he can barely even bend his knees. He can't do stairs. He's overweight. He's unhappy. The smile on his face in that video, nothing beats that. Nothing beats levels of achievement. Physical achievement are a huge factor for anybody. I don't care who you are. But there's a bit of pride to be had in a physical achievement, but it doesn't have to be someone else's. It can be yours. And I don't care what yours is. I'd love to hear what your physical achievements are because I think they can be a very, very beautiful thing. Don't let yourself get old and never realize the strength and beauty your body's capable of. Socrates said it, and I firmly believe this message needs to resound across the world. This is the only quote I currently have painted on the wall of my gym because I believe it is the most impactful quote. I don't care who you are, man, woman, young, old, middle age. Find your active. Go. But remember, it might be a challenge, but it's definitely going to change you. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon.